Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Capricorn, this is going to be your November reading. Day late, dollar short story in my life right now. I'm getting through it. Got some stuff going on. So Capricorn, this will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, remember to discern the messages. Take it for what it is. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. For those of you who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so very much. For those of you who have liked, commented, shared, I appreciate all of you. Those who have donated and booked personal readings, thank you very much. I think I'm going to give the About page a facelift, working on the website. Hopefully tomorrow is Friday already, so there we go again. It's going to get done. Capricorn, it's going to get done. Maybe this resonates for you. I don't know. But anyhow, let's just jump into it. Your messages. Capricorn, the words that I heard from Spirit were something to the effect of shaking and shifting. And I was like, what in the hell is that supposed to mean? 1:11 on the clock. I don't know. I really have no idea. I will say that going to sit down here to do your reading, my energy got a lot lighter because I got my own shit happening, of course, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Revolution. Okay. Are you taking the bull by the horns, Capricorn? Something is definitely shifting for you here. This is an opening into, I don't even know. I got some kind of, I don't know, something going through my body. You could be turning away from things. Like you could have had some kind of, Spirit's putting it as a spiritual awakening in something specific. You could be making new friends, checking out on... Spirit is saying consistency is key, but there's also something surrounding consistency that is also like, if it's not been consistent, right? Like, enough's enough. You're kind of getting this enough's enough kind of vibe from you guys when it comes to things again. You guys have been up and down for a little while, right? Like you had some shit going on for a hot minute and then kind of bossing up, getting yourselves together. Renewal comes out sideways. It's interesting. Hold on. Now see this deck, I always leave it in the upright. Certain ones I'm real schizo about. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go on Capricorn. Let's see what else is coming up for you. For Capricorn, please, Spirit, November. Magnetism and fragments. Spirit is saying energy is a time and a resource to you, and it should be, right? Like that's the obvious, right? Those are our sources of everything that we give. What I think is interesting about this is it's like, I feel like Spirit is saying grand exit. Like you're starting to make a grand exit from something that's going on in your world, Capricorn. And I find it to be very interesting because it's like new friends, new groups, new people, new situations. I think you are finding people that are more in a harmonious balance with who you are and where it is that you're going and what it is that you're doing. Like you're scratching. It's kind of, it reminds me of a lottery ticket. Maybe you guys are buying lottery tickets. Perception. If you feel like your perception has been off, it's coming into focus. Okay. Like, and I feel like that's part of it. It's like you're scratching the surface. It's like the diamond in the rough, scratching a lottery ticket. Like once you scratch behind the surface, like you're digging up diamonds, right? Like there's dirt and there's all kind of stuff. Like you have to get down to the surface to see things clearly. Same thing with like the lottery ticket, right? Like you've got that little film coating stuff over it. So you've got to scratch that off to see what's behind, whatever it is. And I kind of feel like that's where this renewal energy is coming in, like what you're aligning yourself with is coming in, that you can say all the time, or I say all the time, whatever, like you're doing things differently, but you are, like you really truly are. And it's like you're revolting against things that are not, Spirit is calling it clear and concise. So, and we're getting, still got Sag season, half a Scorpio, but we're getting closer to your season, Capricorn. We've also got Pluto directing Capricorn right now. There's going to be another big push, like one more big push before we move into Pluto with Aquarius. where like it's like power, control, like that kind of shit is kind of like showing itself one more time, right? Like they're trying to make one more big like to do out of things. So, you know, in that, you're, what's the words I'm looking for here? Come on, Spirit. You are. Like, I don't know any other way to put this, but you're scratching the surface of new things. You are uncovering, Spirit is saying, truths. Thank you, Spirit. And this is transforming the people you deal with, how you see yourself. Could be releasing toxic patterns of yourself as well during this time. Magician, there we go. All right, let's just jump into the tarot and see what comes out for this. Magician, all right, 4, High Priestess. I'm going to tell you, I think that this is something, Capricorn, that you've been working on for a good while, and I think this is about self-development, is what Spirit is saying. And as I say all the time, this is self-development, right? As above, so below. Like you're alchemizing, like your connections to the 3D, your higher ascension process. You're becoming more in tune with your spiritual gifts. You're becoming wise to how they're coming in, what's coming in. So it does feel like a whole new you that's kind of starting to evolve and, you know, become revolutionary, that is opening you up to new ways. And it's like you're waiting. You feel like you're waiting for some type of response from the universe, is what I'm hearing. So if you've been manifesting a certain way of life, like I know that you know it's coming. So whatever you've been envisioning, whatever it is that you've been working on in the past, you know that it's coming. I think that the time in between right now is kind of what is catching you off guard as you're waiting, because you're like, you're ready to go. Like there's something about it that you're ready to go, but something is kind of being put on hold here. And I think that in your season, Capricorn, and like I hate to be like, yeah, just sit back and wait for a month and a half, right? But something is going to come in with some more clarity, like the whole surface to see the big picture hasn't quite occurred yet. So November can kind of be like you're in a holding pattern essentially, because it's like I want to move forward and you're growing impatient. It's like I want to take an action. I want to you know, pop off and do my thing. But Spirit is asking you to slow it down. Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, they're asking you to slow it down. Like there's something, you know, and for each of you, I say it all the time, it's going to be different because you're all on different timelines. You're all doing things differently. You have all got different scenarios. Leads us all to the same emotion in some capacity. But Spirit's asking you to slow it down because you're still developing this intuitive way about you to foresee things before they come up. And I think that you're deepening this knowledge, this understanding, this knowing within you. So it's Spirit's like, just have a goddamn seat, sit down, breathe, don't make fast forward movements, like just breathe right now. Just trust your intuition and breathe, that there's a reason. Like I just feel like with this Queen of Wands sitting there, like she's got her wand in her hand. She's ready to like stand up and declare war, is what I'm hearing. Sit down. Like harvest what it is, enjoy what it is, relish in what it is that you've accomplished to date. And then let Spirit show you the rest of the way of which it is that you're supposed to go. Okay? All right, let's see what else comes up for you guys. The Chariot and the Ace of Cups. This has to do, oh, listen, this, are we the Empress? Capricorn, we the Empress, Emperor, Empress, however you want to put it, right? Male, masculine, female, divine, feminine, it doesn't matter. Capricorn, you're coming into, and part of this holding pattern is to get you to a complete, or a full stage of completion with something. Because it's like right now, I feel like if you jumped on this, I hate to call it a bandwagon, but that's the word that came up. You're going to miss an opportunity when it comes to the loving, nurturing space of yourself. Because I do think, and I've seen this with you guys here recently too, is that you're learning how to take care of yourselves. So this slowdown, this pause, I remember talking about maybe some health ailments, I think, and some other things where you were kind of, you know, the tower moment was coming in to kind of make you sit on your behind. And I think that you finally got maybe not super comfortable with it, but accepting of this slowdown process, right? It's like you can't just keep working yourself to the bone. But still, it's like you're still learning about what it is to indulge in self-care. Because I really don't feel like, I mean, Capricorn, this is all you. There's like nothing to do with anybody else. So you could be in a very solitary kind of energy where you are self-focused and driven to get other things accomplished. But again, Spirit is telling you that if you jump on this bandwagon of everybody else might be making moves and doing things, you're going to throw yourself off course. You're going to miss your ability to fill up your own cup, okay? You've got to love yourself first before you can love anybody else, right? So that's kind of what this is. They want your cup to overflow, but just don't. I just said about the solitary energy, and there comes the Hermit. Yeah, like do things at a slow and steady pace because you're still building up strength, whether after some heartbreak, loss, feeling left out and behind, right? Like you're just really wanting this particular chapter of your life to be done so that you can move on and move forward. But there's this buildup, whether it's personal strength, mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength, like there's a buildup to this for you. And this Hermit is like, there's still something to learn. He's still on that journey when it comes to what it is love does. And we talk about love, like it doesn't have to be romantic love. It doesn't have to be partnerships. Because again, I don't feel like that's what this is. This is about loving you. This is about nurturing and caring for you because you are becoming that Empress, right? You are becoming that growth, that fertility, that way of life. And she's beautiful. She's nurturing. Again, masculine, feminine energies, it does not matter. Because a male can be in their masculine energy as well, or their feminine energy as well. So it's like, again, learning how to love and care for yourself and not hold boundaries to that cuts you off at the end of the day, okay? So what else? Yeah, and again, some more slow and steady energy, that Knight of Pentacles there, Four of Swords. You are going through a period, Capricorn, of self-discovery. We talked about that clarity. You're leaving that seven, you've got the Four of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and then the Queen of Swords. You are trying to step away and gain that clarity, that decisiveness, through some confusing situations that you've dealt with from in the past. And I think you may have had a lot of desire to go, what's the next best thing that I can get myself involved in? What's the next best thing that I can do for the purpose of X, Y, and Z? But Spirit is still telling you, slow and steady wins the race. And I said that, way back here in the beginning. And then coming out in the second row, we've got that Knight of Pentacles and that Four of Swords still. There's still a healing that is taking place. And again, until Capricorn season, I don't think you guys are going to be really ready to jump up and make full forward movement. I think come the time of your birthday, again, Spirit is saying there's going to be a few things that pop off. Those things have to happen before you have a clear direction on where it is that you're going. Allow your emotions to come into balance without taking action in the external world for these things to occur, okay? So let's see. Let's do some clarifying for you guys. All right, Spirit for Capricorn. What does Capricorn know? Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. I think you're going to be working, some of you may be taking up a side job, a side hustle kind of thing. For others of you, this could just be group activities, working on, Spirit has given me the word narrative. So I'm not sure how that fits into your world, but they're saying a group narrative or something. You could be working on making goals and plans happen. Okay. I'm going to say this. Take this with a grain of salt, though. Spirit said overthrowing government. Now, do I think that all the Capricorns in the world are going to go out there and be like, let's take on, the government? No. What I mean by this, I think, per Spirit, is the ruling structures in your life that have maybe held you down, held you back, confined you, restricted you in some capacity. when we talk about this revolution back in the very beginning with the card that we opened up this reading with, is you are overthrowing and taking back power and control in your own world. And I think, again, around your birthday, there's going to be this surge of energy that comes in that causes this revolutionary sense for you, that you get to kind of take over what it is that you feel like you've had no control of in your world. You're stepping into your full space of empowerment, but there's still more for you to see, hence you're not ready yet. Okay, so sit back and be the learner here, right? I seen that Knight of Swords. Be that learner for a little while yet. The Magician and the Chariot, please, Spirit. What is this about for Capricorn? Not too many. But the Magician, again, the Six of Wands, the King of Wands. Side note real quick, and I've seen this now twice, 3 times over. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius season could be very important too. You may start to see like catalytic kind of things happening during Sag season as it ramps up into your season or wherever your birthday sits. Aries, Leo, Sag again. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Virgo energy there as well. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. There you go. Got caught up there for a hot second. All right, the Magician and the Chariot. Queen of Cups. I said, this is about that nurturing energy, and this is about pouring back into yourself. Page of Wands. There is a creative expression, and I do think that you're starting to birth new ideas and thought processes around what it is that you've been working on. I do think that where you've been in this space of intuitively getting downloads or intuitively knowing that you're ready to move on. And you are in due time. But there's also the need for a release and surrender, a release of control, a release of the emotions that are tied to this as you do move forward. Because I feel like you're going to have to keep your emotions in check as things progress forward. And that's going to be part of that learning experience for you until your birthday season. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, the Justice card there. With the Queen of Swords again. I'm telling you, you guys are like, there is some, internal and external truths that are going to come to the surface that again is going to give you more emotional clarity behind potentially, and Spirit is saying, a family situation as well. So something has got to be balanced out and restored to a space of like zero, like that infinite journey, that zero is nothingness, right? So it's going to have to go back from whatever has been confusion or chaos or unknowns, looking at the lighter and the darker aspects of a particular situation. It needs to be big. I had cake before I got on here. It was my birthday. Now I've got the hiccups again. Story of my life. Coffee and cake. Anyhow, I'm so sorry. I've got hiccups from the sugar. So, anywho, so something has to go back to zero so that I hate to say the new structure, but like a new way will be built moving forward, so you continue to have this clarity and see things as they unfold. They're showing me the clock, like every second that goes by, you're seeing a different perspective or a different view. So it's like as you work your way around that zero back to the beginning again, you're going to start to see different things unfold in different ways. Okay. There we go. Something about beauty care too. You could be working on like skincare or the face or something. Like, it doesn't really feel like you could be putting on some makeup, but you're starting to pay more attention to the complexion of your face as well. So some of you could be tanning too. I don't know. You need it here. It's cold and no sunshine. All right. Yeah. There's some, okay. You could be dealing with, Spirit just said Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. That came out of nowhere, and this is not even what this card is, but okay. Something comes in. I feel like it angers you. It frustrates you. You want to scream at the top of your lungs, and that's kind of where this I want to take action is coming in at right now, or could be here in the next, Spirit said 7 days. Thank you, Spirit. Because it's like, I'm going to put an end to this shit. Like, I'm done. I've had it. Like, we're over this. And it's like, you're letting go of any kind of victim mentality that comes along with it. But what you're going to have to be aware of is that strength that you're providing to yourself, or what strength and courage you're gaining from a particular situation, is not meant to be put out to the world at this point. It's meant to be internalized and used for your own specific growth. And I think that is the key. It is the key to this particular situation that may have some kind of anger, frustration, hurt. You're not seeing any kind of specific growth attached to something. That way, you know what I mean? Like, I hope that's making sense to you. Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles. It's really interesting. It's like you have two dynamics going on in the present moment, and I could feel like your energy is being split up. Like, you may be kind of taking something in or on, like this Ten of Pentacles, you know, it's like lifelong legacy, solid foundations, or ultimate stability, all of these things, right? But I feel like for you, though, it's almost like you're trying to take something under your wing, and you can also be dealing with somebody who is kind of trying to play the mediator of a particular situation, going, just hold on, before you take that action. So you could be even having somebody in your world, you know, your sounding board, who is your Ten of Pentacles, whether this is friend, lover, whatever, going, just hold on a second, think about this. Let's talk about this before you take, you know, you go off it and pop off at somebody or that kind of thing. Slow it down. That Page of Pentacles, again, you've got the page here twice, the Knight of Pentacles. Slow it down. You know, don't get reactionary, because it's just going to create more chaos, and it's going to slow down what it is you're working towards. Okay? I'm going to say Wands in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles, please. Or the Knight of Pentacles, please, Spirit. What is this? Hangman. Yeah. Again, you are going to have a very different perspective once you slow this down. There is growth there. It's almost like you're going to become more flexible when it comes to dealing with other people, and that's going to create this massive stability for you. Like, you're going to be in a place, and I think Spirit is saying compromise, security, vitality. Thank you, Spirit. Harnessing your inner power for the sake of divine purpose. Big message right there. You know, so this is, you know, you may have to have a build-up. The way I'm seeing this is a build-up of courage and strength to overcome the next set of challenges, because we're never done. Challenges are always coming in, right? So this is part of it, is that you're going to have to learn how to be very agile, cat-like on your feet, right? Like, fall 15 stories and still land on your 4 paws kind of gig. But the flexibility that it's going to require, and I feel like you're also going to have to come into a more courageous stance of who you are, so that you can kind of take things head on, where you can be the one to reach out and go, we got a problem, but coming at it in a very diplomatic manner. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, very assertive, right? Like, she's got her position of power, but she's coming in clear communication. She can articulate very well what it is that she means and what the end objective is and how she plans to get that done. She's a planner, she's an organizer, she's thinking things through before she acts on anything. So male, female, doesn't matter, masculine, feminine energies, however you identify. It's learning to put that pause before you take that action. It's learning to put that pause before you speak about something. So I feel like you guys are getting a much clearer vision of how this is going to work long term, because you're going to need this, Spirit said, by February. Consider yourself in training. This slowdown is you being in training, Capricorn, for what's new to come, okay? This Queen of Wands and this Four of Swords. The Judgment card. I'm telling you, this is like, you could call it karmic release. And then I said about that 0, right? The Fool energy, there's that 0 that I talked about earlier. Underneath there, you'd say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Like, you're gonna be in a much more, how do I want to say this? You're gonna be in a much more connected, for lack of a better word, connected integration with Spirit, so that you can handle the wars and the battles. Why they keep using those kind of words, I don't know. I'm just the conduit, right? Because it's going to release you from something. And I'm going to say, Capricorn, this is work. And I'm going to go so far, seriously, as to say, if you're in the military, this is like boot camp. It's like spiritual boot camp for what's to come. You are learning so much about the risk and the reward. Of learning to sit with it before you react. Very, very interesting message, Capricorn. I like it. I like it. Somebody could be kind of going back and forth. I wouldn't call it an argument. Could be a little bit of a heated discussion around the goals, the values, what you're building towards as well, too, if you're in partnership. So, all right, what's the advice here for Capricorn Spirit? Well, we can't take 20 of them, so let's see. Advice for Capricorn. Restore and replenish. You guys always do stuff like that. Always, you and Virgo, Scorpio. I think those are the three main ones. Like, oh my goodness. They're still throwing me a ton. Spirit, can I just get one card, please? For the advice for Capricorn, one card. Thank you. Seen this one both times that I shuffled those out. Seeing the true you, shock of the new. I could keep this really vague and go, you're going to be really surprised by what's to come. And I do think, Capricorn, that you will. However, to see is not to see. Right? You can see shit with your 3D eyes and still not see what's beyond that, right? To vocalize it, like you are going to learn how to harmonize your intuition with your voice. And I think that you are going to be able to see different sides of situations, and that may be the very interesting thing about this next month for you guys is that, and I want to say even moving forward, is that you're able to see through a different set of eyes through situations. Again, you guys could be, developing your psychic intuition. You could be doing lots of different things, but I think this is about, that too, right? Like some of you, that's going to be your thing. For others of you, this is just having this inner awareness of being like almost a mediator. Some of you could be training to be a mediator. This training could be at work. This training could be in a spiritual sense, right? But you are training to understand objective stances that harmonize the balance between the ability to take it in and then speak it out. God, I hope that made sense. Like, I hope that made sense for you all. But I think, again, with this card, the need to overcome the challenges. You've still got a few more hills to climb to get to that. And I think, again, your season is going to be imperative. And I do believe that it starts in Scorpio season. I also think that they're saying November 10th could be very important for you guys. And that in your season, Capricorn, is when you're really going to see things. Hindsight will be 2020, right? And then you're going to really be able to acknowledge what has transpired here and why. How it's leading you forward into February. Okay? I hope that made sense. Oh my goodness gracious. Drop a comment. Let me know. Because I was like, whoa, this message is wild. I've noticed since I did Aquarius's the other day, like, me and Spirit are always kind of like in this thing where the way the messages come out, how they deliver them, we'll go on this cycle for a while and then they shift up on me and I'm like, okay, we're taking a whole new approach to this. But that is also the planetary energies changing, the alignment's changing, even my own shit clearing out, right? Like, I'm as human as the next person, even though I'm sitting on this side of the table. So yeah, guys, drop me a comment. Let me know how this resonated with you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you for joining me, All right. I'm sending you guys so much love. Best wishes to you. Also, information is down in the description box below for personal readings, as well as the About section. You can go to www.holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products, services, crystals, gemstones, high quality herbs from all over the world that are done the right way, right? So, sustained, done the right way. All right, guys, I'm sending you so much love. Take care, and I'll see you soon.